how that would go.
Yeah, Trif is amazing versus Sheik. That's true.
Yeah, and Swedish is a really good Sheik, but what about Pal, you know?
Yeah,
I'm curious.
exactly.
Well, that was actually serious. He didn't let him transform back. That's how you should do it anyway.
Yeah, dude, what a killer. What a killer.
That's a rough start, and even in spite of the mistake, it's still a tight game. So not too bad. They got away easy.
So that's seeds 2 and 3 for the doubles tournament.
Was that 4 power shields in a row?
Yeah.
4, 5?
Dude, Trif's power shielding is freaking off the hook.
Is it?
Yeah, we saw him earlier in singles. We saw 2 sets of him in singles, and he power shielded combined 20 times in both the sets. It's ridiculous, dude. I don't know how he does it. What is power shielding? Like it's like a 3 or 4 frame window?
It's a bit more complicated than that. Actually.
Okay. I know that you know. Yeah.
It's a lot more complicated than what people used to say. It's about there's the bubble, there's the hitbox. Depending on how much time the hitbox stays there, you know.
Okay.
It depends on how fast and it depends on how big your character is.
Oh, okay.
You know, compared to the bubble. For instance, DK doesn't like the power shield. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't think he can even power shield lasers at all.
Oh, wow.
And then some characters they like to power shield from the back, some characters from the front. It depends. It's
All
more
right.
complicated than just a number. But it's hard. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah. Not difficult enough for our man Trif though.
No, not for him.
Oof, dude, that was actually like one of the few times that you saw Trif misspace something so weirdly that Swedish was able to just hit him straight out of anything he tried to do there. And we got a Stitch phase at hand. Wizzrobe is waiting, trying to assess the situation. Worked out in his favor because the Stitch phase was away.
Interesting up B by Trif.
Yeah, I don't know.
He wanted the reverse up B or something to get Wizzrobe away from the ledge.
Yeah.
So maybe Over could take it.
Exactly, yeah.
Trif gonna stall it a little bit.
Ooh, Over with a nice neutral error there to get Trif up
that
and
back here.
give another shot.
Such good reaction.
Oh, does Trif get it? Nah.
I feel like Over is the best Sheik in the world at improvising edge guards. He might not be the best edge guarder in the world, but when it comes to improvising in those crazy, like, you know, nuanced situations that you're not sure about, he's the best, I would say.
If Mewtwo King's Sheik had Over's instinct to edge guard, it would be the most amazing Sheik ever to be off stage.
Because Mewtwo King is clean, right? But Over can make it work with anything at any time.
Yeah. So yeah, red team with a 1-stock lead. It's a kind of a fragile lead, but it's the stock of Wizzrobe, and he's very, very slippery and hard to get, you know. But they don't have to get him if they get Swedish another time.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing about doubles as well, especially when it comes like the stocks management, especially in the later stages of a game, it becomes so amazing to strategize around that. This is something that you have to keep in the back of your mind, like, at all time, but not really think about because you need to like use your energy on the set actually, you know. It's amazing, dude.
But it's good to have simple callouts, you know. It's like when you play a team game, you want to say, oh, Swedish, or Sheik, you know. You would say that kind of stuff.
You know, whenever you have like a 2v1 edgeguard situation, you hang on the ledge and your teammate is waiting on stage, and the opponent, so you force the opponent to recover on stage. Then the guy on stage will cover the space in front of him, and the other one will roll from the ledge, so he's invincible through the hitbox that your teammate is throwing at him. We always say UGS when that happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We say UGS, and that basically means that we do this exact setup.
Okay, that's
and
really
it works
cool.
every time.
A code name for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, me and Sata used to have that as well. Even for formations, if you want to cross up or not cross up.
Yeah.
We had names for it. Like, I don't remember what they were. That was a couple years ago. We never used them again.
Yeah.
But we had them for a while.
That's amazing. All right, so first game went to Wizzrobe Swedish. It wasn't too close, but it also wasn't like it's not like Green Team could not, you know, win the set still.
Especially when it started with such a big mistake as not transforming into Sheik, right?
Yeah.
I like the choice of going here. Beach being really strong here against these characters. Really good at cutting the movement with down smash. I feel like Over is throwing a lot of hitboxes, sometimes for no reason. But that one, though...
That was a good reason to throw the hitbox right there.
For sure.
And Wizzy died as well.
Kills from Over, off stage as always.
Alright, so Trif is the only one sitting comfortable on 3 full stocks.
Really good SDI by Over, managing to get the SDI up all the way without wasting his double jump, which is tricky.
Yep.
Like if Wizzrobe delayed his back here a little bit, it probably would have wasted his jump for no reason. But it was really good though in this context.
Okay. Oh, Swedish tricking Trif into thinking that he's gonna do something with Randall, but Swedish was like, dude, now that you try to cover Randall, let me go onto the stage, onto the ledge real quick. And so Swedish survived, but he left Wizzrobe open for being edge guarded by 2 people at the same time. So that was a nightmare for him right there.
I really like how Green Team is playing this game right now. They're trying to create a lot more chaos. And given the style of the respective players, even in singles, I feel like both of the Green Team like to play with chaos. They like to play with messy stuff and improvise, right?
Yeah, that's
compared
very,
to
very
a very
true.
clean, robotic Wizzrobe. And Swedish has always been simple and, you know, bread and butter chic, right?
Definitely, yeah.
So
He's definitely the epitome of bread and butter chic, yeah.
Yeah, so I can see how being a little bit more crazy and adding more, you know, more weird situations could be in their favor.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think it's going to be a lot more difficult on on stages.
Bigger stages,
on bigger
right?
stages, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially with Wizzy running around everywhere and being able to pick up whatever Swedish is going to be able to throw at him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Overtriforce. Oh, all right, dude. Over is insane right now. Swedish retaliating. Oh, again! Second time in this.
He always told you if he has to improvise off stage, he will get it every time.
Yeah.
That's just crazy to me. Do you think Mewtwo King would have gotten that back here?
I don't think
so.
I think he would have went to the ledge.
Mewtwo King would have pressed up B a lot earlier.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me.
Over's reaction time also is amazing. Like,
it is.
That was such a quick reaction there.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
goodness.
That's what we were thinking about last night with Foster. We were playing them in teams, and Foster was telling me this guy has the same reaction time as Salpat, which is a really big compliment.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Really
I remember Salpat, yeah.
Red team taking Spain to Battlefield. A little bit of a bigger stage, but not big enough for Peach to become a problem. Ooh, the stomp was unnecessary. Anything else would have been a lot better because that just saved Over actually. Interesting rotation with Falcon being in the front, but Shig being better at cornering the opponents. So Wizzy recognizing it, dashing behind Swedish at the same time as Swedish coming forward. Really smart from them. Is Wizzy gonna make it back? Falcon kick. Oh, the needle snipe. And the fair as well, wow. Covering everything with only one jump. Over is pulling his weight so far. Every kill has been him, and Trif knows how to be annoying and interrupt and rack up the damage, put someone off stage or put someone into Over's claws, and then Over never messed so far. Really smart SDI away, and then Swedish expected the opposite, so he have to do it right away without reacting. Didn't work out. Good attempt at fairing, but this time Wizzy went for the instant back here, and then that covered that hitbox. Even a trade was enough at that point, given the fact that Over was off stage in high percent. Really tight game. Both Shigs above 100%. Over in the corner, smart shoulder backhand. Weak DI by Swedish. And really, again, with the offstage back here. That's been the whole story of this game so far. And the problem being that, how can they help each other off stage, right? If it's Wizzrobe, then maybe Swedish can needle the Falcon, but Falcon can never really help Sheik off stage, can he? Without risking to die at 50%. Falcon kick? No Falcon kick. Smart high recovery. A lot faster, obviously. He has to go and help Sheik, but having to cross an entire stage filled by Peach's hitbox and threats is a scary idea. I think that was not meant to be reversed, and I think maybe up there would have killed, but that was really hard to see because it would have been like close percent, like on the verge of killing, basically. Good air dodge, however, by Wizzrobe. Knee, Yeah, easy. Simple knee. That was a crazy grab by Swedish. I have no idea why he went for that in the first place, but that was really good. Ooh, that's a rough situation. Over should not take so many risks when he's 1v2 though. But I respect it. Over will never shy away from a risk if that means damage and a kill. No matter the odds. Okay, it's all up to Trif now. Really good recovery. Pixels away from the back air. I really like that new thing that people have been doing with Peach of kind of like a Marv side B, but with the Toads. That was a good set. A good match on Battlefields. So this time around, what they adapted to is that despite Over always getting the kills off stage, they were able to get Trif. Swedish was able to stay in front for a lot more and trying to interrupt the team combo. So this time we didn't see much team combos from
the Spaniards.
From the Spaniards, right?
So it's kind of reminiscent of what we saw with Poopmeister and Kingfang.
Yeah.
That it doesn't look amazing what they're doing, but they're doing like something right in the regard that they don't get destroyed.
There's two ways to win. You can either improve your weapons or take away the opponents.
Exactly.
Right? And what they're doing right now is mostly taking away the opponents.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's some top players. I think Swedish Delight especially is like a very good example for that. Some top players whose play doesn't look amazing at first sight.
Weird up B.
That was very unfortunate for Wizzrobe.
Yeah, I think he meant to first up B into the floor and then slide and then snap to the ledge.
Yeah.
There's a weird technique with
yeah,
Falcon
that's
on
true,
Battlefield,
that's true,
right?
yeah.
Where you don't go through the whole animation, but that didn't work out this time.
Unfortunately for him, he just got edge-hogged.
Yeah.
So what I was about to say, Swedish Delight, especially like a prime example of a top player that doesn't look amazing at first sight, but he makes his opponents look so much worse than you're used to seeing,
For sure. Those players are like that. I know Mackenzie in France is very much like that.
Very true, very true. Yeah.
And every time he plays a bad player, the guy will say, "Oh, I played bad against you," and Mackenzie will tell them, "No, I made you play bad."
Yeah, exactly. In Berlin, we have Luma, like who's like this. Luma, the exact same kind of player.
Trif trying to keep up this time and trying to be a lot more aggressive, but Over nonetheless just tunnel visioning on pure damage, pure carrying. He knows that's his sole job is get the kills, put them off stage, get the kills. Who cares about helping the Peach? That's not my job,
The Peach can't help herself,
Yeah. They're trying to play a pretty all-in strategy, and it can work, it cannot work, but it's interesting that they're both on the same page.
They got no more games to lose, They got nothing more to give. So maybe the all-in mentality is something that they are trying to catch the opponents off guard.
But they've definitely always played this way. Every time I have to play Over in teams, even back in the day when it wasn't teaming with Trif, we would know, at some point Over is going to try to edgeguard one of us 1v1, and then we can maybe gimp him because of it. Yeah. It's always been one of his strengths and his weaknesses because it's so extreme.
Exactly.
It's also extremely weak in other aspects,
You can take advantage of it very easily, yeah. It's not as nuanced.
No, exactly.
But if you're really
you know what
good
to expect.
It's like, kind of like KDJ,
Yeah. Is it?
Like Korean DJ, also very aggressive all the time. He never shied away from the pure aggression that he delivered to the game.
Yeah.
So
or Mango maybe as well.
Exactly.
And
Mango being a more modern example of that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But now Green Team is in a 2v1 situation, but they are both on higher percent than Swedish Delight. Swedish Delight can very well.
It's a very comfortable percent for a Sheik. For the red Sheik, I mean, having to face people at that percent is okay because one fair, one back here to get away from you. It's not that big a deal.
Over still alive, but Swedish Delight has his eyes locked on Over, is in murder mode. Oh my god!
Is that it?
Oh my god! We go to game 5. That one turn around everything. Even Swedish Delight got turned around.
Swedish was laughing about it because it was like, oh, how did that happen?
Yeah.
The Spaniards, they were scared. They just let go of a sigh of relief. You know?
Dude, these guys being as clutch as Ryan Lockwood in that Streets 112 video, dude.
What's
Turning
that?
it around.
What is that?
Don't you know the most like the best motivational YouTube video ever? It's like this one GoldenEye 64 speedrunner who got like in one level he got like he tied the world record of 1 minute and 12, and he of course shot the video of it, and then he commentated the video afterwards, and he was so excited because it like he just taped it, then he searched for the video, and then he commentated it to upload, and he was so excited that he screamed his lungs out, being like so happy for himself. And this like, dude, whenever you feel down or like feel
Just
not
watch this
motivated for
video.
something, watch this
You
video.
have to send it to me. Could you just share it on Twitter later
I could,
today or
of
something?
course, dude, of course.
Okay, we have a day for that.
Yeah.
Just share it on Twitter later. I will watch it for sure. So if you have to play a tournament set, chat, you know what to do. You
Watch
that
Ryan
video,
Lockwood Streets 112.
you get in the mood.
All right, so we go to Pokemon Stadium. Best for Wizzrobe, of course. Not as good for Sheik and Peach.
I would say it depends on that is very true for vanilla Pokemon. The transformations like the rock and all with the small areas, with like the tree, close to the tree. Peach enjoys those, right? Against Sheik and Falcon. She doesn't mind.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see her enjoying that, yeah.
And especially when we said earlier that Chaos would help the green team, this kind of, messy...
This is the type of Chaos, yeah.
Yeah, small, choky area will help green team, I would say.
Yeah, there's not much more Chaos possible in our 6 neutral stages.
But at the same time, it's true that if Falcon gets something going here, ouch. Now, as a Marth player, I ban this stage against Falcon, not Dreamhack, because if you get hit, you get killed on this stage.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's no top platform to DI to, there's nowhere to go. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, if you're up there, he keeps you up there up until you die.
Okay,
So
nice interruption.
The green team, what's amazing about them, they don't have like the clean Team UGS kind of punish game where they get like focus on one opponent and then kill him right away, but they put a lot of damage in certain. They put a lot of like great hitboxes.
It's burst damage.
Exactly,
basically.
burst damage. Yeah, that's what you could call it. Yeah.
Yeah. Burst combos. Just like a couple of hits, but like 2 down smashes, it's like 70%.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then they switch right away to protection mode. My Trif will protect over during the edge guard or something. It's really interesting to see actually how they can turn it on and off. Team combo can have time to protect you. Team combo, it's more akin to, I would say, a Pufat kind of team.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
They have the burst damage sometimes, up tilt, something down there. And then most of the time it's PPU protecting the SFED. You know? It's a very different...
because SFED is the more vulnerable one.
Yeah. But also the carry at the same time.
Yeah. And in this case, the same scenario. Like Overtriforce, always like hyper aggressive.
Yeah.
Especially in doubles, and Peach an amazing character to protect your teammate with.
Yeah. Kind of like a tank / support kind of mix.
To go back to Warcraft 3, a Torrent Chieftain.
I will take your word for it.
An Orc hero.
Hopefully it's not as bad as in Hearthstone, because that card is useless.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
No, it's amazing in certain matchups.
Okay.
In Warcraft.
Yeah, definitely pretty useless in Hearthstone.
Okay. He's amazing against Night Elf because... never mind. Let's talk about it later.
For sure. Later we get a beer, you can explain it to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's 2-2 right now, and it's very close to the end of the last game. Red team doesn't get much leeway right now. That's some of the leeway they needed, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Tied to the last stock.
We are tied up in stocks, and it's very easy for Falcon to get both these characters up in the air to...
Over! I told you, Over is so extreme with the edge guarding.
And now we have the exact opposite situation of what we had last game. We have a green team member at low percent against 2 red team members of high percent. Yeah. Now let's see what red team can do with the situation. If
that's one stock.
Oh, that's gonna be Wizzrobe! Alright, so now this is really difficult for Swedish. Even though on paper he's supposed to be like the quote-unquote better player, or like the higher ranked player.
In a different version.
In a different version of the game. And, Trif is very well versed in that matchup.
Yeah, but so far he hasn't had to use grab. I think Trif should have used shielding a lot more.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because I don't think Swedish will be able to. At the same time, though,
It doesn't look like Trif is thinking about that at all because I think he has
crazy.
over in mind all the time. Oh, he did
That's
That's it. Swedish and
laughing
Wizzrobe
about it.
did it.
Wow.
They did it.
That was good.
See, I said they were second seed. You said the Spaniards were second seed. I think we got the evidence right here.
Is that how you're gonna be? Is that how it's gonna be?
We got the evidence right here.
I disagree nonetheless, and I think the losers match will be different.